Look, I can't help but think that now might be a good time for a little fire and ice. Please,
Oh,
do not know.
there's never a good time for fire and ice.
What happens when you mix fire and ice?
Warm water, baby.
It's bubbling, baby. Warm water. Warm water.
It is a Saturday afternoon. Mike Tipton, Brandon the Iceman Cone, hanging out with you here for a little bit of fire and ice from Buffalo Wild Wings, 655 Sunland Park Drive. Got my guy Brandon the Iceman Cone dealing like playing through injury right now. I like this.
I try to show up for my best friend, you know what I mean? When I fell here, literally, I don't know what the heck happened.
It would have been great if you showed up like an eye patch and just like we didn't mention it at all.
Yeah, you guys call me a pirate or something. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what the heck it is. I don't know if you ever had one of those days where you wake up and you just can't see out of one eye.
No, I've never had those days because I can't see out of either eye.
Oh, well,
so that's one of the things that happens to me. That's the downside of being absolutely blind the way that I am. Okay, Brandon. 655 Sunland Park Drive is where we are at. Buffalo Wild Wings. They got a ton of specials. I'm going to order in the middle of the show because I wanted to do this the last time we were at the show. And I need to do it before it ends. I have no idea when it ends, which is the Boozy Dunkin' Cold Brew. I'm getting that. I have to for whatever reason. It's been calling my name. I've been dreaming about it. I was about to say the wettest of dreams, but no, not quite so. But I have been dreaming about this thing. I cannot wait to try it. I'm going to order it during the show, kind of towards back into the show, so that we can get it going on over there. But, Brandon, tell everybody about some of the specials they've got going on over here at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well, so you have happy hour late night, 3 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, then 9 to 11 p.m. every day, $2 off drafts, then the tall margaritas, $2 off signature cocktail, $3 shorty shots, classic cocktails for $5, and $6 appetizers, so you can get a plethora of delicious appetizers. And then, of course, you mentioned the Boozy Dunkin' Cold Brew. You have $4 features. I mean, there's an abundance of really, really awesome specials here at B-Dunks. Come on, check it out.
It's been a while since we did a show, like Stain said. It's been a while, but every time we don't do a show, like I find myself on a Saturday craving the wings here. They are some of the best wings and it's not just because we're here, but they are some of the best wings that I've had in El Paso in quite some time. Love the wings here at Buffalo Wild Wings.
They're excellent. And we always indulge. Our buddy Daver always gets the teriyaki ones.
Yes.
We get our wings there, the boneless ones that you like, and they're incredible. I mean, I really love the wings. They do a good job.
Enough of wings, enough of talking, enough of all that other nonsense that's going on. Brandon, we are right in the middle of the NCAA Tournament. It's been fun-ish, but it's also been kind of disappointing with the lack of Cinderella stories to get out there for us to get excited about. We're going into the round of 32 starting tomorrow. Texas Tech taking on Bama. You already know who I'm going for in that game right there. But there's only 4 double-digit seeds out there, so 10 seeds and above, 4 of them left in this tournament. And we always love the Cinderella stories. And to me, an 8-9 upset, like the 9 beating the 8, that to me isn't an upset. A 10 beating a 7, that to me is not so much of an upset. And I'll even go as far as like a 6 beating an 11, you couldn't really call an upset. And we've only had the 1-12 over a 5. So it's kind of like it's been fun because all these games, the majority of these games, the vast majority of these games have been close. But we don't have the upsets that we're all used to wanting to have.
No, and Kentucky nearly lost yesterday, but that was not meant to be, clearly. But, that's what makes the NCAA tournament.
They got so lucky, too.
They got very lucky. They had that miracle free to tie it going to overtime, and they just pretty much took care of business easily in overtime. But no doubt, I mean, the situation is so far in this particular tournament, there have been no real surprises. And like I said, that's what makes the tournament so much fun. Usually in the first couple of rounds, you'll have the most upsets, but to this point, nothing shocking thus far at all.
Duke was, they had a little bit of a scare. North Carolina, I think that's the one we can say, okay, maybe that's an upset, but again, an 11 over 6, I'm kind of torn on that one. And then of course Carolina missing their star player, it goes out with an ACL 3 weeks ago when this injury happened. Yeah. So obviously, they're not going to be the same team that we're used to seeing Carolina be. But Duke almost being upset. Kentucky almost being upset. Does that mean there's the possibility of some of these, like them moving on, they might be upset because now like we got the 4-5 matchup between once again Bama and Texas Tech. I wouldn't call that an upset of Texas Tech.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, it's an upset if like a 14 beats a 3, obviously a 15-2, but it's like 10-7, and that's not an upset. I mean, again, it's Duke certainly. Siena gave it all. They did. I mean, and I thought, well, maybe we're going to lose a number 1 seed, but I will say this: I don't think all number 1 seeds are going to get to the Final Four.
No,
It usually doesn't happen.
This is one of those like strange years as well where you can't say there's a definitive best team in college basketball.
Right.
I really don't feel like you can do that.
No, you can't. You can't. It's one of those scenarios where, sure, Duke is great. I mean, and it's like Arizona's Arizona, but I mean they've also shit the bed the last God knows how many years in the tournament. So it's like, as much as you like to say they're a shoo-in to win it, they're far from a shoo-in to win it. It's really anybody's year. I agree.
Michigan right now taking on St. Louis in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Michigan with a 90-68 lead so far. Little under 3 minutes left in the game. Safe to say that one's done.
Yes, I think so. And Michigan, hey man, could this be their year to finally take care of business?
They've never won a national championship,
No,
right?
The closest they got was 89, right?
With the Fab Five.
And they lost was at 89.
Was it? Wow, damn, I'm old. That's something that makes me feel old.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Chris Webber calling the timeout, like when he shouldn't have been able to call. Yeah, that's wow. I'm gonna have to see what year that is because if that is truly 1989, that is. Oh my God, that makes me feel ancient now. Thank you, Brandon, for ruining my day and reminding me how old I am going forward. Jesus, I'm very interested in this right now. I'm like, what the hell?
It was 93.
I mean, still.
Okay. It was a 93 NCAA championship game. UNC defeated Michigan. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, hey, we again, a lot of history here. Michigan has had some really good teams in the past. For them to actually have a chance here at winning the NCAA tournament. My bracket is not doing great, but it's also not busted because I still have my two final teams left. With Duke and Texas Tech, obviously, me being a homer.
They won in 89. Michigan has won in 89. So
there we go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. The encyclopedic knowledge.
I mean, I'd say far from that, but I try my best. You know what I mean?
Do you have a favorite in the NCAA tournament? And again, admittedly, I don't watch a ton of college basketball until this time.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I would kind of like to see Arizona win it just because I feel they're the lovable losers of the tournament. Like they always have really good teams and usually bow in the Sweet 16, and they don't often make it to the Elite Eight. I think the last time they made them was like 05 or something.
Yeah.
It's been years. Obviously, for sentimental reasons, Illinois, it'd be nice to see them make a great run. My brother went to school there, but other than that, I really don't have a doubt. I really don't.
I was thinking about that, right? Like, I wonder how fans of like UTEP are doing right now because again. I know I graduated from UTEP. I support UTEP. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a UTEP fan. I am a Texas Tech fan. Families from Lubbock, all that stuff. So there's where my rooting interest lies. But whenever you're the New Mexico States, the New Mexicos, the UTEP, so like schools like those, what is your rooting interest here? You're just hoping for a good tournament because again, the games have been fun outside of what we're just watching right now. A lot of the games have been close. They've been fun. They've been almost down to the wire, at least the last 3 minutes to find out who's going to be the winner of these games. And that's fun, but you're missing the upsets, which are what people love in college basketball, outside of course, Wisconsin losing to High Point.
Yeah, I mean, and that was definitely a bit of an upset. I mean, because who would have thought in their right mind that High Point was going to beat Wisconsin? But again, it was a 7-10. So it's not that big of an upset. But yeah, I mean, to me, like I said, that's always what I look forward to the most in the NCAA tournament are those huge upsets that we usually see. Now, if we don't see them these first couple of rounds, hopefully maybe we see them the next round. But like you said, there's not that many high seeds left. There really aren't. There's only 4 left, right? According
to ESPN, right now, there are only 195 perfect brackets remaining. Who those 195 were that chose High Point, you are diabolical. There is something wrong with you, my guy.
Well, you have to. That's the thing is if you really want to be silly about it, you've got to choose those weird, obscure schools that you haven't heard of. Because if you're not choosing them, you're asking yourself for failure, you know?
I guess, and maybe it's just me being a jerk or being upset. I'm trying to find where my bracket is. ESPN does not make it easy to find your bracket. I only filled out a bracket this year, just a singular bracket.
I realize that filling out multiple ones does me no good at all. Yeah.
I am currently ranked, get this, 12.9 million. That's where I am right now. I am performing in the 53rd.1 percentile. I thought my bracket was okay. That sounds bad. That sounds very bad.
It could be worse, that's for sure. You know?
If our students had gotten to 53, we'd be like, no, get the hell out of here. That's like, not good.
You know, you're still 50 points away from 100.
But then, of course, like, so last year, up until the Sweet 16, my bracket was performed in the, like, 95th percentile and then just fell apart. So maybe, you know, I hang out here in the mid-50s and I end, you know, in the mid-70s or something like that. We have a little bit of a comeback.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan. Let's go with that. Women's college basketball, the NCAA tournament going on right now as well. We're watching Georgia hosting Virginia in the NCAA tournament over there. The 7 versus 10 seed here. Virginia, the 10 seed, with a 34-31 lead so far over the Georgia Bulldogs. Admittedly, once again, don't watch a lot of college basketball until this time of year. But I love seeing what ESPN is doing with the women's college basketball tournament, just hyping it up, giving so much love to it, creating storylines. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what makes us care about sports.
Absolutely, and again, it's the most exciting time of the year for college athletics, just because of the fact that this is the best tournament that exists. There is no better playoff elimination system than the NCAA tournament. And I'm glad that they're showcasing the women as well. You have to give them a lot of credit. And certainly, I mean, look, the WNBA will be starting up before you know it. Excuse me. So, you know, it's very exciting to see what's going on in the current. And like I mentioned earlier, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the more the merrier. I mean, I don't know that they're ever going to expand it to more than 68 teams. But ultimately, I mean, the more the merrier. Bring in more teams. Makes it even better, in my opinion.
So, I'm looking at my bracket here. I wanted to see how it's performing. I have all 8 of my Elite 8 teams still alive.
That's good.
That's performing better than I thought it would be, especially with a 53 percentile.
Yeah.
I don't know how ESPN does this math. Again, admittedly, not a good math guy either. But like, I don't know how ESPN does this math. If I got all 8 of my Elite 8 teams left, it feels like I'm doing pretty good.
Sure.
It's just all the other teams I had lost. Those were the only 8 teams that won.
That you made, you know.
I had North Carolina going so far too.
Well,
I was so mad.
A lot of other people did, you know?
It's like I just forgot that they had the injury, and it was just like, oh yeah, no, when your star player goes down with an ACL, and he's a one and done kind of guy.
Yeah,
that's the end of the road for you guys.
I mean, that screws you completely.
But really, I mean, they and again, like the way Carolina lost, they had a 19-point lead with 10 minutes left, and then blew it. So for me, you kind of make a bucket. That's all you got to make a bucket, and then free throws. I cannot stand watching college basketball because of the amount of missed free throws.
Yeah, there's too many free throws, and I always tell the kids that you all never want to work on free throws. And that's the problem, is that usually those games will come down to the simple missed shots, the simple free throws. And that will screw you every single time. Believe it.
Louisville, and Michigan State going to be going at it a little bit later on today. I obviously, you guys know I work at the baseball stadium. I got like all these things at my behest where I can do whatever I want with video boards and things of that nature. I was this close to just putting the NCAA tournament, like the quad box, on the big video board so that people could watch as they were driving by. But then I figured that's problematic. that might cause some issues along the freeway.
You would get people upset.
That would be very mad. Very mad.
You'd be paying attention to the road, you know? That would not be a good thing at all.
Who did you have in your Final Four for your bracket?
Well, Arizona.
There you go.
I definitely had Duke. You know, and one of them was funny. I decided to be silly. And, you know, I didn't choose all 4 number 1 seeds, okay? So let me check. because I just
So while you're looking yours up, I'll look mine up right now. And I have Duke, who is a number 1 seed. Arizona, I also believe, is a number 1. Houston is a number 2 seed, and then Texas Tech is a 5 seed. So Texas Tech is my Cinderella, but of course you obviously know the reason why I choose Texas Tech is because I am at the end of the day just nothing more than a lowly fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how they upset you, you know?
I mean,
They upset
Texas
you every
Tech.
single year.
No, I mean they disappoint me more than they upset me. I know how my parents feel.
So I do not actually. You know what? So I did have, believe it or not, Iowa State, because I didn't think that all 4 number 1 seeds were going to make it. So Duke, Iowa State, Michigan, and Arizona.
Okay, I mean that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean I didn't think that Houston did not have a lot of, in my opinion, they kind of disappointed every single year. Although last year they made it. Right?
So out of the again, like I am not the smartest man in the world. Obviously, I'm more Forrest Gump than I am anyone else. But I'm looking at the bracket here, right? It shows you the bracket. You guys can see on my phone. I got the bracket up here. The games that you won are in green, and the games that you lost are not highlighted at all. And as you can see, there is a lot more green than there is not highlighted. And there were 32 games. I only picked 8 of them incorrect. How the hell is that 53%?
That's crazy, because you sounds like you did a lot better than that.
I was like 20. I got 24 right. Missed 8. Like that's a higher whatever. I'm just some guy. I don't need to look at it anymore. It's gonna make me mad. Let's move on to something that makes me happy, Brandon. The San Antonio Spurs.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Oh, your Spurs are kicking some butt, you know?
For the first time in 7 years, which is hard to believe that it's been that long, the San Antonio Spurs have clinched outright a playoff spot, not a play-in spot in the play-in tournament. None of that stuff. They have clinched an outright playoff spot. They have 50-plus wins again. And remember, this is a franchise that the entirety of Tim Duncan's career had 50-plus wins in seasons that were not shortened by lockouts. This was a juggernaut of a team. And, Brandon, they're giving me hope. But unlike the Dallas Cowboys, I don't feel like they're going to disappoint me.
Yeah, I feel that we talked about this the other day when we had agrees. I feel that your team is one of the up-and-comers in the NBA, and Wembanyama is the real McCoy, and it's just a matter of time before you can regain that championship status. Maybe not this year, but they are going to be major players once the postseason starts.
I was watching the game against the Phoenix Suns the other day. I guess it was Thursday. And you get, Phoenix is up 100-99. Wembanyama gets the ball 3-point. The fact that you had a 7'5", 7'6", 7'7", whatever he really is, guy, isolated one-on-one at the 3-point line on the wing, dribbling the ball, handling the ball like he was the entire offense, going to a spin move, then a fadeaway, and then banks a game winner. He's 7'5". He shouldn't be doing that.
Unbelievably so athletic. He's so much more athletic than the average 7'5" fellow. Would you say?
Well, and that's what I was thinking. Like every time we've watched basketball in our lives as older people, you saw the dudes that were like 7 feet and taller were just they had cinder blocks for feet. Wembanyama is bringing the ball up the court. He's going full speed, spin move, 360 dunks and stuff like that. Not only is he 7'5", he's got a 36-inch vertical leap.
Yes, he's really amazing.
It's insane.
Yeah, and you know what? He just keeps getting better and better and better. And I'm glad that he's giving you hope and all Spurs fans hope the way things are going right now.
I've got a friend who's a security guard with the San Antonio Spurs, 6'8". He took a picture of himself. Standing next to Wembanyama, who made him look like a child.
Yeah, sure.
It's insane how I still can't get over. And again, he's not like a anomaly in basketball, right? Like Taco Fall, who's 7'8", was drafted very recently.
Yeah.
Oliver Yu, who plays for the University of Florida, 7'9". You know what I mean? Like it's not like Wembanyama's the biggest guy that's ever played basketball.
No, of course not.
But he just looks again like an alien, right? Like it's a good thing that's his nickname because he's the alien.
He really is, isn't he?
It's insane.
Yeah.
But they are giving me hope. Have you watched any basketball now that the NFL season's done? Now that, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, but now World Baseball Classic kind of ended. We're ramping up for baseball. No one's going to watch all 162 baseball games. Have you been finally getting into the NBA?
I have. I've been watching more of it. I mean, I'm definitely not into it as much as you are. One of those people that likes to watch, obviously, once the postseason begins. But I mean, yes, I've been following it more and definitely putting on regular season games a lot more, especially since we have no NFL right now.
And that's the weird thing about this, right? Like we always talk about how the NFL is king.
Yes.
That first week of free agency, the NFL was, super hot, but it really hasn't been much since then.
It has. It hasn't. And that's the thing is that it's funny because it went from everybody and their brother was in different places. And all of a sudden, it just kind of simmered down, which I'm not surprised about. But I think we'll start seeing it go up. And
we're leading up to the
we're
draft.
leading up to
Yeah.
it. So once that occurs, then things are going to change a little bit.
I think that's also the thing too. Is like with the NFL draft, you don't have that mystery of who number one overall is going to be. We all know it's going to be Mendoza.
Mendoza,
Yeah.
undoubtedly, and Mendoza could end up becoming one hell of a quarterback when it's all said and done.
I don't know, dude. He's going to Vegas,
Well, yeah,
and there's no real weapons. Like you got Brock Bowers, but there's no real weapons in Vegas. Like I feel so bad for him going over there. I believe Kirk Cousins is still a free agent. I'd like to see Kirk Cousins get signed by the Raiders if he hasn't already. I remember hearing something out there floated around about that. But to have Kirk Cousins go in, teach Mendoza how to be a quarterback, I think would be the best way to go. If you have Mendoza start right away, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, well, you've got to be able to get somebody to mentor him because more often than not, when we see somebody just thrown at the wolves, it unfortunately does not happen. And that's what we don't want to do.
No.
Give him a good fighting chance.
There's a lot more we could talk about that down the road. I did want to talk a little bit about like basketball and stuff like that. What are some of the teams, Brandon, that you're kind of out there excited to see? I mean, LeBron James' 23rd season, I want to say we're in. The LA Lakers right now are the third best team in the Western Conference. Somehow, some way, Luka Doncic has kind of taken that mantle of being the number one guy from LeBron James. It's weird to see. I don't think we would have ever thought that. But again, it's his 23rd season. Let the guy kind of, dial it back a little bit. What are your thoughts on the Lakers? Do the Lakers have a legitimate chance? Because as a Spurs fan, I don't think they do.
No, I don't. I don't think they do. I mean, I think that you're going to see them ultimately, maybe make it to the second round. But I feel that, whenever you have a guy like Luka Doncic, the sky is the limit. And he's obviously one of the best players in the NBA, and LeBron is still playing as good as it gets. So I feel that they're going to make some noise. And I feel that, like I say, if they make it to the second round, I think that's good for them.
That for the Lakers?
I mean, considering what they did last year.
But
I mean, I look, they're not going to make. You don't think they're going to make it to the conference finals, do you?
No, and again, like I don't think they're a good team to begin with. If I'm just being honest, right?
Let's face it, they haven't really won one since 2020, and that was
and even that one
fake
was,
championship.
No, I wouldn't call it. It's a championship. It's a championship.
No, it is, but it has an asterisk.
I mean, I would have loved to have had the championship in 2020 from any of my teams.
No, no doubt. I hear you.
Well, okay, so like I look at the Lakers and I see an extremely flawed team, right? Like Luka the other day gets 60 points against the Timberwolves, and they needed every single one of those 60 points to squeak out a win against Minnesota. I've never really seen a guy put up 60 and the score be that close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like anytime a guy puts up 60, 70, we saw Bam Adebayo a couple of days ago scores, 83 in an absolute blowout, right? You don't normally get a dude scoring 60 points and you squeak by with a 5-point win. Like that just shows me the issues that the LA Lakers have. Like if Luka doesn't make every single one of those shots, they lose that game. If Luka scores 50, they still lose that game.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely asinine.
It is. And again, it just shows, with the way this team is overall, to where, you're not really a dependable team. That's the thing. He said, as good as Luka is, let's face it, they haven't lived up to expectations since they acquired the Doncic. And sure, they're good, but they're not great. They're not as good as they thought they were going to be.
And I think, but I guess I have to push back with that because what do you think the ceiling was when they traded for him? Right, because like they traded for him midway through last year. It's this huge deal, but I didn't think at that point that it was going to be the piece that wins them a championship because they have so many holes on that team.
Yeah, I mean, we thought they were going to be improved with it, but we didn't think that it was going to be the cherry on top per se, just because of how old LeBron James is. LeBron James is an older statesman. So ultimately, it's like, what can you expect when you're bringing in a dude that's in his prime, and then you have somebody else that's a couple of years away from retirement? I mean, it's not like
It should have already been.
should have already retired.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I mean, because he's becoming nothing but a meme now. And again, like, it's sad that that's the state that LeBron James' career is. Because you've heard me say this a million times, Brandon. We will never see another LeBron James.
No.
It'll just never happen. The freakish athlete he was, kind of still is. The fact he's 42 and still able to go up and dunk and do all the stuff that he does, like, it's insane. But the legacy to me has taken a big hit. Like, it was already taking a bunch of hits. Like, yes, you made 10 NBA championships, you only won 4. Like, that's a weird little thing there. And then now it's just like you got the shell of himself flopping all over the place now. That's just what the NBA is. And just not able to keep up. Like, he went up for a layup the other day and airballed a layup. And it was just like,
that's not the old
man, like, that's not the LeBron James I'm used to seeing.
That's not the LeBron James that we became accustomed to seeing. You're right. You know, it's not like him to airball a layup at all. You know what I mean?
Teams that have clinched the playoff spot right now in the NBA, the Detroit Pistons, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and, of course, the San Antonio Spurs. I think everyone would say those are the top 3 teams. Maybe you throw Boston in there because Boston is kind of on the heels of the Detroit Pistons. Out of those 4 teams, Oklahoma City's got to be the favorite, right?
Well, they are the defending champs. Obviously, you're Spurs, but I don't know how much faith we just talked about the Lakers. Detroit's pretty good. I mean, the Celtics are really, really well.
I think the Celtics getting Tatum back is huge. Like, I know he's on a minutes restriction. He's got, like, all these other things going on. But if he's healthy for the playoffs, like, if the Celtics are a healthy team in the playoffs, that's going to be a hard one to get out. And I know, you got Cade Cunningham, you got all the stuff happening with Detroit. Like, that's a fun team to watch. The way that they lost last year to the New York Knicks in the playoffs, maybe that motivated them, but that sticks in my head, man. Like, you should have won that series. You should have handled that series. And it's just not the same team.
No,
I don't know if I have faith in any of it, because I think the champion is going to be out of the Western Conference. It's either going to be San Antonio or Oklahoma City. And again, it terrifies me saying that because I don't like predicting championships for any of my teams, but it feels like that's more than likely the route it's going.
I hope your Spurs take care of business for your sake. That'd be great.
They
got a shot. They got a real shot.
I just want them to have fun. I just want everyone to have fun, have a good time.
Everybody likes to have fun, don't they?
They're still kind of playing right now. The first year, as a father, I loved it. Right? Like, obviously, you got a guy who I think that would be everybody's dream, right? Like, even with as dumb as this stuff is, if Jared goes like, hey, I want to do a podcast with you. Hell yeah, let's do a podcast together, brother, right? Like, that's the way that you want to do it. So, like, the initial game, right, where, like, you have LeBron James on the court, and then his son gets to check into the game and play a game alongside his dad. That is awesome to see, and especially if you know, like, the background behind Bronny James, LeBron's son, where he had that cardiac issue while he was in college, almost wasn't able to play basketball at all. His heart stopped while he was in a practice. So he had to come back and, like, get better at that, get back into being healthy. For him to be able to come in and play alongside his dad, I think that's awesome, right? Like every single one of us would love to have played any type of sport with our father at any type of level. Like, going back to nostalgia, playing catch with your dad, doing stuff like that. I think all of us would have loved those types of moments. You got to see it lived out, a dream lived out by both the father and son. So for me, that was awesome. Then you fast forward throughout the year, and Bronny James is not a good basketball player.
No, he's not.
And that's the sad thing about it, is he is going to be living in the gigantic shadow that LeBron James casts, and it's so unfair to Bronny James.
It really is. Really fair to other players as well. Hey, I mean, it's nice to have LeBron James as your dad, be able to get drafted by that team because of the fact that your old man is who he is. But in the end, you're right. He's not that great of a player.
I have not believed it if I hadn't seen it for myself, like an actual article, if it hadn't come from Shams Charania. If you're an NBA fan, that's someone you got to follow on social media. Bronny James turning down a 3-year, $45 million contract with the LA Lakers because he says that he deserves to get paid more. My guy, you're in the league because of what your name is, not because of your talent level. Like, come on now. Like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. They offer you 3 years, 45. You effing take it because you ain't getting that back. Yeah, no, and I agree. Like the G League and all that stuff as well. Like it's again, like every single one of us, if given the opportunity, would want to platform our child in that way. Every single one of us. So I have no fault towards LeBron James. The fault here is on the LA Lakers because you gave a kid who is a fringe, if maybe G League player who might be bouncing back and forth between the G League and the NBA, but is more than likely a kid that would play in Europe, if not for his dad's name.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have that guy in the NBA. You gave him right off the bat a 2-year, $7 million per year contract, which is something no one drafted that late in the NBA draft gets anywhere.
No.
So you've done all these things to placate to LeBron James. If there is a fault for Bronny being in the league, it's not LeBron. Every single dad would do that. It's the LA Lakers for not having a damn spot.
Yeah, they have the chutzpah to tell him no.
Well, what's he going to do? LeBron leaves so you don't win a championship? You're not winning a championship with him.
No, not at all.
So
and
for me,
like
it's
I said,
like,
they were lucky to win one with him.
Yeah.
Really. They were.
And that was more Anthony Davis. If you go back and look at that, like Anthony Davis was unstoppable.
There was Anthony Davis. And really, that 4-week layoff or whatever it was benefited them quite a bit.
Yeah.
To let them get their rest. If that was the COVID year, was it a 4 months? Well, if that layoff hadn't existed, I argue they wouldn't have won the championship.
No, they wouldn't have, because it allowed them to get healthy. People forget this about that season. Again, me being the basketball nerd that I am. LeBron James was set to miss the final 25 games of the regular season because of a calf issue that he had. He has sustained a major calf injury. So now you go 4 months letting that calf injury heal. You got a healthy LeBron James, a healthy Anthony Davis, which is something no one ever really gets because AD always gets hurt. He was born, got spanked, injured us. Right? Like that's just the timeline that happened with him. But then you got them healthy. They were able to win that championship. And again, the championship. I don't care whether you win it.
Yeah, hey, ring the ring. Take the ring. He won one with the Lakers, right?
But like you said, asterisks.
Well, for sure. I mean, there's an asterisk just because I get 4 months of rest in the Lakers. That never happens. That's what makes the NBA so difficult is the marathon and going through 82 games and then finally another 3 months of playoffs and being able to hoist the O'Brien Trophy. That's what makes it so challenging, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. And again, that's the thing that makes baseball so challenging. You have 162 games. You have the long playoff session right there. You don't you don't thrive as much as you just survive. Right, and that's what the NBA is, with all the running, with all the cardio that has to go along with it, with all the soft tissue injuries that could happen in the NBA. You're lucky to survive, win that trophy, you get to hoist that up, and that's the prize of all the hard work and everything you did. The LA Lakers, though, they're to me in a very weird spot. And they're kind of on the verge of being a team that you could say maybe they can win a championship, but they have no collateral. Like they can't trade anything. They don't have a first-round pick until 2031, which is a wild thing to think. They traded away that many first-round picks to 2031. They only have second-round picks in like the next 3 drafts, and they don't have like a lot of them. It's like 2 second-round picks, and it's at the back end of the second round. They don't have any capital that they could trade to get better, so they have to build on this team or trade LeBron James. Well, now LeBron James isn't the LeBron James that you would have gotten Hall for. He's just some dude, and this is his last contract, more than likely his last season. And now you don't have any collateral that you can trade. So they're in this weird purgatory. They have a huge salary cap number. If I'm not mistaken, they got the 4th highest payroll in the NBA, but they don't have any of the chances that the other teams have.
No, because they haven't built for the future. They're just trying to win now, and it's great to have a Luka, but who else?
Yeah.
Luka and then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who else do you
And are you going to trust Austin Reeves? Is that the guy? Austin Reeves is your number 2? And Austin, and we've seen it, right? Like he can play sometimes, but he is your stereotypical number 3 basketball player. Of I can be okay on occasion from time to time, but if you lean on me, I'm going to crumble.
Absolutely. No, true. I mean, and again, it's one of those things where I know we're going to have a lot of Lakers fans want to see them do well, want to see them thrive, but to me, it just wish for best.
Yeah. And to me, like it's one of those. It's one of those things that sucks because to me, basketball is better whenever the Lakers are good, the Knicks are good, the Celtics are good, because people care about those storylines. When the Lakers are just average, the Knicks are just average, the Celtics might be good, but whenever you've got that, it kind of takes away from all that stuff. And then back whenever LeBron wasn't on the Lakers, you had the ability to talk about more than one team because is it the Heat, is it the Cavaliers, is it any of these other things. And instead, it's okay. Well, LeBron is on the Lakers. We can see that the problem with the Lakers is LeBron. Now it's just kind of like, okay, well, what's even worth talking about with this team? Because the future for them is not going to be good. No. And it's the same thing with the LA Clippers. Both teams in LA are screwed. I don't know if you know this or not, but over the next 4 years, the LA Clippers traded away their first-round draft picks to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They got a player named Paul George. They also traded a guy named Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is the reigning MVP of the NBA. So they traded Shai Gilgeous-Alexander along with 6 first-round draft picks to the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are the defending champion, and without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best teams in NBA history. We saw it last year for that. And the Oklahoma City Thunder have all their draft picks to only just get better.
Yeah, and talk about, making the rich richer. I mean, that's the situation where not only do you win the championship last year, but now you just is equally as good this year. Could repeat, which is something we haven't seen for a long time.
And you got Paul George in return.
Yep.
And I think Patrick Beverly or something like that. But it wasn't worth what you gave up to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
No, it was not. That didn't pan out for them, did it?
No. It panned out very well for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yes, it did.
Very well.
Very, very well.
Brandon, once again, we are live over here at Fire and Ice at Buffalo Wild Wings, 655 Sunland Park Drive. Brandon powering his way through this game today, or this show today. I can tell you are so uncomfortable right now, my dude. I know. But let people know what the specials are. Hopefully your eye doesn't leak all over it.
Yes. Happy hour, late night, 3 to 6. Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 p.m. every day. $2 off on all drafts and margaritas. $2 off signature cocktails. $3 shorty shots. $5 classic cocktails. $6 appetizers. You have buffalo chicken dip, fried pickles, hatch queso, bacon cheddar jumbo tots. I'm just practicing to make sure my vision's okay now. Well, general nutrition advice, 2,000 calories a day. I'm just reading everything on the menu. What else? Okay, so you have beer. That's $4 Wild Bird, $5 Coors Light, $6 plethora. Good stuff. And you said you're going to try the $15.
Yes, that was something I wanted to do on the show, but I haven't seen our lovely waitress who
always comes order on air.
I am. I wanted to drink it on air. I wanted to see what it would be like. Again, this is one of my rare weekends off.
I think it'll wake you up. Let's see what this is.
It should. It 100% should.
Jameson Irish whiskey, Korea Bailey's, cold brew, whipped cream, chocolate drizzle, Dunkin' sprinkles. Damn.
I could do without the sprinkles. The rest of it sounds good. Yeah. Sounds phenomenal. Okay, so we alluded to it a little bit earlier, and I kind of wanted to talk about that right now. As Ashley Candelaria tunes in and says, "What's up, fellas? Have you all talked about the flag football game today? If not, thoughts? Also, is Tom Brady going to make a WWE WrestleMania appearance?" I will answer that one. I think he will. If you've seen on social media, Tom Brady has been just going around calling wrestling fake. The typical heel, let me make fun of wrestling fans thing of like, oh, wrestling's fake. They can never do what we do in the NFL. All that stuff that Tom Brady's just been going on and doing. Galaxy brain Tom Brady, and remember, Tom Brady is an absolute genius with this stuff. He is a part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes.
They play in Allegiant Stadium. WrestleMania this year is in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. So why not have Tom Brady come out, cocky Tom Brady come out, the GOAT of GOATs, Like his theme music shouldn't even be music. This should just be a goat bag like the whole time. Just, like that's what his music should be as he slowly walks down the ramp and then gets like beat up by Brock Lesnar or somebody like that. Which I don't think Tom Brady would be too against. You know what I mean? Like just protect me, make sure my handsome face stays handsome, so I can stay atop Mike Tipton's top 10 sexy man list, his man crush list. I do believe Tom Brady's going to be there, just one because he owns Barkley.
I think so, no doubt. Yeah, we'll see it in some way, shape, and form. And, I think it's going to be extremely exciting. He's doing a little bit of everything nowadays.
And flag football, I haven't really been in on flag football. I think I'm going to start like looking into it a little bit more. But I will tell you one of the things that I saw today as I was doing research on flag football is a story that I want to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I think like it would be such a win for the old heads out there. Former Washington Commanders and current NFL Hall of Famer Darrell Green is trying out for the Olympic flag football team. For those that do not know, Darrell Green was a lightning bolt whenever he played back in the 80s all the way up to 2002 whenever he retired. He is 66 years old. Trying out for this flag football team. I want it to happen. I just don't think.
Yeah, he's a little long too. That's a little too long.
That's veteran presence on your team.
Maybe he could be the water boy at this point, but I don't know anything about him actually playing. Well,
they did some of the calisthenics and stuff like that. Like we're going to time people and see all this and that. The story I saw, and I've got it vetted. I saw it before we drove over here. Was that he was in the top 5 of the fastest people that were there.
Yeah.
66 years old, still one of the fastest people there because he was, without a shadow of a doubt, like it wasn't even a question whenever he was in the league. He was the fastest man.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. He was lightning.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
It was great to see that, but I am interested to see like all the flag football stuff, and I guess that's what Ashley's alluding to as well as Tom Brady having like that indoor flag football thing that he was doing. I don't know if you saw the practice on that, but Tom Brady uncorked a 55-yard bomb still. At 48 years old, he still has an absolute rocket of an arm.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Really.
He hasn't lost a step.
And he's dreaming.
He's very
Such a handsome man. Atop the man crush list, right above Dakota Rain Prescott.
I know you have another question. I think he's amazing.
I was watching Brandon over the last couple of weeks, and it was fun. I absolutely love this. The World Baseball Classic. I am a huge fan of the World Baseball Classic. Our United States team falling in the final to Venezuela. You see the emotion, like the last pitch of the game. The closer for Venezuela is in tears. Would have looked bad if he gave up a home run that would have lost them the game, but he gets the strikeout. The tears are still flowing. It's a whole thing. It was awesome to see that. I wish, and Brandon, I wish this so bad, that Major League Baseball would take something from the World Baseball Classic and allow these people to show some of their personality.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, because what a great event it is. You got to give Venezuela a lot of credit, but it would be nice to have them showcase some of their personality as well.
Ashley saying she thought I was a romosexual. I am a romosexual. He is top 5 on the man crush list. Let's not he will never slide off that list. No matter how ashy his voice sounds, no matter how many I don't know, Jim, he throws out there for us. I will always have the man crush on Tony Romo. A lifelong romosexual, a raging romosexual. So what were your thoughts on the totality of the World Baseball Classic? Because again, to me, that's so much fun, man. That's what baseball should be.
I mean, I think that it was what we expected it to be, and then some. I thought it was well played. I enjoyed, watching it. I enjoyed seeing the drama that existed during it. And I think that any true baseball purist fan had to be completely satisfied with the way everything played out, except with the fact that the United States didn't win, of course. But I mean, it's not to be expected.
It was so much fun. I've seen Team Italy with the espresso shots in the dugout, whenever they celebrated home runs. The crowd in Puerto Rico just absolutely loving what that team was giving them as they made a run to the quarterfinals as well. It was just so much fun. I love the World Baseball Classic. I'm one of these people previously that would just watch baseball intermittently during the season, but I watched as much World Baseball games as I possibly could.
Yeah, I mean, and it lived up to the hype, didn't it?
It did. It 100%.
It really did.
Are you ready for the MLB season?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I mean, it's almost here. I'm ready for the Chihuahua season.
Yes.
I'm ready for MLB. It's a year. I mean, it's almost here.
Speaking of the El Paso Chihuahuas, we're going to be working on next week getting some representation of the El Paso Chihuahuas to join us over here for Fire and Ice at Buffalo Wild Wings, 655 Sunland Park Drive. The season's going to be kicking off. First pitch, opening day, is on April 7th for the El Paso Chihuahuas. Following an April 4th game of the El Paso Locomotive, we've got, now I'm getting into the throes of the season, my guy. I didn't really have much of an offseason with all the upgrades and stuff like that we were doing at the stadium, but I am ready for the world to see all the cool stuff that we have added with our team, with the El Paso Chihuahuas, with the El Paso Locomotive. I can't wait to see you out there.
I can't wait to see you. We're going to have a good time, you and I, aren't we?
Oh, we're going to have a great time out there. Ashley saying she loved the World Baseball Classic, thought it was great, reminded her of the Little League World Series, like guys just having fun, playing, not realizing it was for something big. It is like you again. It reminds you of why you fell in love with sports.
It was huge.
It was great. We're gonna go ahead and end the show early because I know Brandon is struggling right now. He is on the struggle bus, guys. Brandon, I appreciate you for even
I
going through it.
I had to, buddy. I had to see you. You know what I mean?
I know
I ain't got nothing but love for you.
I got nothing but love for you too. So I instead of doing the review of the Boozy Dunkin' Cold Brew here, I'm going to record it and I will put that out on social media a little bit later. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Fire and Ice. We will see you all next week. Have a great week ahead.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know what the hell's